Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rota here and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today, as you probably saw last week, we have the dual avatar, well the branded dual avatar deck is back for show, and today we're going to be showing off some of the amazing combos that this deck can produce. Make sure if you do enjoy this type of content that you smash that like button, every like helps. Subscribe down below so that you're up to date with all of my channel's Yu-Gi-Oh posts and comments. If you've heard of dual avatars before, I'd like for you to leave a comment. What is your favorite dual avatar? If you haven't ever heard of dual avatars, please do let me know what you thought of this video, or more importantly, what you thought of the deck. And without any further ado, let's get on to combo number one. So for the first combo, I'm just going to be showing you the bread and butter combo with the field spell and any discard. It can be anything. We play a lot of good discard targets. So for this example, I'm going to be showing Gizmo Karochi. This card won't actually be involved in the combo, but it's just to show off why we do play certain cards, because the discard potential is quite strong with this deck. So what will we do in this combo? Well, we'll activate our Perfect Sync Aeon, which on activation is essentially a rotor for the archetype. So it will allow us to grab our dual avatar Fists Yuhai. We can now normal summon our dual avatar Fist Yuhai, and we can use our field spell effect to special summon a token to our field, a dual avatar one. This is important because now Yuhai doesn't have to destroy himself to such a spell. He can actually destroy the token, leaving us with an effect monster on the field. So now Yuhai effect, target token, destroy token, and search for our dual avatar Invitation, which is the bread and butter card of the deck and probably one of the more unique fusion cards out there, as you'll see now. So we're going to activate dual avatar Invitation, and it does not discard for cost, it discards for effect. We're going to send our random, it can be anything, a random blank card, hopefully a card that has something useful in the grave. So a Gizmo Karochi, a Bestial Soronir, the Bestial Lubellion, anything that we play. We do play a lot of good discard fodder to the graveyard to now special summon four, well, as many as possible, in this case 4 tokens, and now we can apply the fusion effect twice. So with 2 of the tokens, so we have 2 left, we will summon our dual avatar Feet Armored on Yugioh, and then with the 2 remaining tokens and our Yuhai, we will summon our dual avatar Empowered Con Yugioh. So what do these cards actually do? Well, this card is actually pretty good going second. Sadly, I'm going to move it here for the glare. Going first, it's not actually that great. I mean, it gives itself targeting protection, which is okay. And the main reason we made it is because we needed to use an effect monster to be able to give us the extra bonus effects of our Armored Yugioh. Since we control a dual avatar monster that was fusion summoned using an effect monster, we have Armored Yugioh's effect alive, which is once per turn during the main phase on a quick effect, we can target one face-up monster special summon from the extra deck and negate the effects until the end of the turn. So that's not actually too bad. So with the 2 cards, we've generated 2 fusions, one of them with a negate, and also gives us card destruction protection in terms of if they are going to destroy this card, we can destroy this card instead. If they're going to destroy this card, we can destroy this card instead. And we have a Empowered Yugioh that cannot be targeted, or it can be, but then it would negate the targeting. And going second, it actually have quite a few effects in terms of switching off your opponent's attacks until the end of the damage step and being able to bounce cards on the field back to the hand. And that's non-targeting bounce, which is actually pretty cool. So now let's move on to a different 2-card combo. So now I'm going to be showing you what we can do with a dual avatar Feet and a dual avatar Invitation. You may think these are pretty specific cards to open. Well, the way this deck is built, there are so many ways of guaranteeing these combination of cards. We play, obviously, double of the Feet, triple of the Fist, triple dual avatar Invitation, triple fusion deployment, 1 rotor, 1 terraforming. There are so many ways of being able to manipulate your hand so that this is what you can play with. It is very, very insane. So we're going to start off this combo with a normal summon of the dual avatar Feet. We're going to activate his effect on summon. He's going to be able to grab us our dual avatar Trap, which in this case is our dual avatar Ascendance. Now, if we don't have any other cards to discard, like I'll show in the combo, we can discard the dual avatar Ascendance. If not, we can pitch a random card in our hand, keep the dual avatar Ascendance as extra disruption during our opponent's turn. But if we don't, what we can do is we activate our dual avatar Invitation, pitching our dual avatar Ascendance, which is follow-up in our next turn, being able to recur our Feet back to our hand. What we'll be able to do now is summon 4 tokens, And now with the tokens, we're going to use 2 of them to make, again, our Dual Avatar feat Armored on Yugioh. But this time with the feat and the 2 remaining tokens, we are actually going to be able to make our Empowered Mitsu Jaku, which is an absolutely incredible card. So what does it actually do? Well, as you know, this now has the bonus effects of being able to negate a special summon monster's effects, which is incredible. We also have the Empowered Mitsu Jaku protection effect. So with these 2 cards, your board actually becomes incredibly sticky, being able to protect from battle and being able to protect from card effects. And also we have the Giant Shrunade effect. So going second, you make this and you'll be able to just bounce all of your opponent's set cards, which is pretty nice. And also it has the effect on when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, we'll be able to quick effect ghost over that, so it just destroys that monster. So we have a negate and a destroy for the cost of 2 cards with follow-up in the graveyard in terms of being able to banish a trap to add the Kokoku back to our hand. So, you know, a better 2-card combo. Obviously, having access to the fists is better in some situations because it allows us to add the Dual Avatar invitation. But in the case of where we already have the Dual Avatar invitation and a way of getting to the Dual Avatar feat, this is more or less the bread and butter combo of what you will end with. So now let's move on to the next 2-card combo. Okay, so for this 2-card combo, I'm going to be showing you off what exactly we can do with the Field Spell and a Branded Fusion. There are different lines, you don't have to do this exact one, but I feel this one is potentially the less resource-intensive combo that I'm going to be showing you in terms of you'll be able to use the cards in your hand as extra disruption. So activate our Perfect Sync Aeun. This allows us to grab our Dual Avatar Fist Yuhai. We can now normal summon Yuhai, use Aeun effect, give us a token, destroy the token with the Fist effect to be able to search us a Dual Avatar Defeating Evil. If we had an extra card in our hand, of course, this can be Dual Avatar Invitation, allowing us to fusion summon even more instead of having the Dual Avatar Defeating Evil. But now, activate the Branded Fusion, send from the deck to the graveyard our Fallen of Albaz and our Bestial Lubellion, making us the, here it is, Albion, the Branded Dragon. Now we're going to use Albion effect, being able to banish himself and the Fallen of Albaz, allowing us to directly just make our Mirror Jade. Now, of course, if we don't feel like making the Mirror Jade, we can make the Predaplan Dracos Depalia by banishing exactly these 2 materials as well, a Dark and a Fusion, making the negate. But if we want the banish, this is the banish combo. We have the Mirror Jade with the Dual Avatar Defeating Evil. So what does the Dual Avatar Defeating Evil do? Well, this is a quick effect because it's on a quick play spell, being able to destroy Yuhai and 1 card your opponent controls, and also having, remember, that Mirror Jade send for cost, non-targeting banish as well. So not too bad of a combo. There's not much you can really expect from the Dual Avatars as you're seeing here, but, you know, I feel like with the branded, they are good enough, at least in a casual level, to see some experimentation. So now let's move on to the next combo. So now I'm going to show you a very high roll combo. You need a variation of these cards. Doesn't have to exactly be these cards, but this symbolizes any discard, and these symbolizes the key cards of the combo. So let's start off the combo with a Perfect Sync Aeun. So we activate the Field Spell and put it here for glare purposes, allowing us to add the Dual Avatar Fist Yuhai, normal Yuhai, effect of the Field Spell, give us token, destroy token, being able to grab the Dual Avatar Invitation. Now, this is where the combo starts to deviate from what you've seen before. We're going to activate the Branded Fusion, send the Fallen of Albaz with the Bestial Lubellion, and this allows us to summon a Albion, the Branded Dragon. Now, with the Albion, the Branded Dragon effect, we're going to banish itself and the Fallen of Albaz, allowing us to make a Lubellion. Now, with Lubellion, we have to use its effect and we have to discard the Bestial Saronir, allowing us to fusion using the Albaz and the Albion. So this goes to the bottom and this goes back into our deck, allowing us to make our Mirror Jade in the extra monster zone. That is pretty important that we make it in the extra monster zone, because this allows us to summon more tokens. So now that we've resolved all this fusion summon, we're going to use the Lubellion effect, tributing Lubellion to summon the Bestial Lubellion. And we also have the Saronir effect. Let's not forget that. That is also pretty important. That's going to send us the Branded Regained. And now we'll summon the Bestial Lubellion after. we'll use the Bestial Rebellion effect, placing the Branded Beast from the deck to the field. And now we can commit with our dual avatar plays. So activate Invitation, discard a random card, summon 3 tokens. With those 3 tokens, we are going to be able to use 2 of them to make a dual avatar Fists Armored Yugioh. And then using the Yugioh and the remaining token, we're going to be able to make a Armored Yugioh. So this is the high roll combo. Let me explain to you exactly what we have. In the end phase, the beast is going to activate, placing us the Branded Regained. If they had a monster, we'd be able to destroy it with our Armored Yugioh, but let's assume that this is going first, so they'd have no monsters to destroy. So may not seem like a lot for, essentially, this is almost a full hand of resources, but I'm going to show you exactly why that this combo is very good. So we have the Branded Beast, which is a quick, during the main phase, a quick effect to pop any card. We have the Mirror Jade, which is a quick effect, non-targeting banish. We also have the Armed Yugioh, which is a special summon monster, extra deck special summon monster negate, which is pretty cool, along with card effect protection. We have the Armed Yugioh, giving our dual avatar monsters an extra 300 attack and defense, which may not seem like a lot, but can come up. We have the Branded Regained, which is going to be able to reborn either our Bestial Rebellion or Bestial Sorrow to the field whenever our opponent normal or special summons. And then if they do manage to break our board, we are going to have the dual avatar Fist that's going to trigger, adding itself back to our hand whenever a dual avatar fusion monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, allowing us to sort of reset the combo and do it all again in terms of the dual avatar variant the next turn. So I hope I have convinced you guys that dual avatar is at least worth experimentation on a casual level. I don't think this deck is strong enough for a more meta setting, so regionals and nationals. I don't think this deck, sadly, as it stands right now, has enough in the tank to be able to do well in those events. I think at a casual level, it is very, very fun. There are crazy amount of variations of this deck. We have the Eldritch deck, we have the Law of the Normal variant, which I think is very, very funny. And we have, of course, the branded version, which I think has probably the best chance of doing well at a casual level. I like the Eldritch cards, but I just do think that sometimes they are a bit slow, whereas the branded engine the branded variant does sort of vomit all your cards onto the field, and then you sort of, if they can break it, you sort of can recover slowly because you do have the Fist that can come back, and if they don't break it, well, this is enough for game as it stands. So I like that variant more. Of course, the Branded Regain and the Branded Beast is insane. You're going to be able to draw cards when you banish, by the way. I forgot to mention that before when I was explaining. If you banish a light or dark with the Mirror Jade, you are going to be able to get a draw as well. And that's essentially going to fuel your discard for Invitation next turn, because Fists will come back to your hand if your board is outed. Normal Fists, summon a token with the field spell, grab another Invitation, and then you have a free discard immediately for the Invitation, of course, with your draw for turn as well. So decent amount of follow-up with this. You have the card effect protection from the Armored Yugioh, and decently sticky board that does have a lot of recursion thanks to the Regained and the Fists being able to add itself back. So that's enough yabbering from me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of dual avatars. Make sure you do see the deck profile if you haven't already, and I'll see you all on the next video.
It's time. Let's go.